Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk to you about evolution. Some sort of concept of evolution has been around since the ancient Greeks. Romans used to actually breed animals like dogs or horses to get a specific trait out of them. Then in the 1800s, evolution started to be looked at a little bit more in detail, and theories started developing. One of the first was Charles Darwin's grandpa, Erasmus Darwin, I think is how you say his name. And he believed that one species could gradually change into another. The thing that was missing from these early theories was the how this transformation would happen, and Jean Lamarck was one of the first people to look at the how. He looked at fossils and noted changes between early fossils and current forms of a species, and which showed a change over time. He believed that the environment was responsible for this, and his theory was that an animal would change during its life, and then the offspring would inherit that change. And this was called the theory of inheritance of acquired characteristics. The example given in the lecture was a giraffe would reach for food at the top branch and stretch its neck, and then the offspring would be born with a longer neck. Then there was Herbert Spencer. He was greatly influenced by Jean Lamarck. He actually came up with the term survival of the fittest, which would later be borrowed by Charles Darwin. Then, of course, there's Charles Darwin himself. Up until Darwin's theory, evolution actually wasn't taken very seriously. Charles Darwin himself even wasn't a believer. He originally set out on the HMS Beagle to refute evolution. However, it was his findings from this journey that he based his theory on. Some aspects of his theory are that all living organisms have a capacity for more offspring than what can survive in an environment, which creates a struggle to survive. And then within those offspring, there are individual differences, and those differences can either help them survive or doesn't help. And that's where the survival of the fittest comes in, which was borrowed from Spencer. And this leads to natural selection. So the ones that are less apt to survive in the environment will eventually die off and thus going extinct. His definition of fitness was ability to survive and reproduce. So those with adaptive features that could adapt to the new and changing environments would be more likely to survive. He also said that humans and apes had a common ancestor. He argued that humans' emotions came from animal emotions that were used to survive, that were once used to survive. And this led to people looking into animals to explain human behaviors, which is what we still do today. His theory was revolutionary in the psychology world. It influenced a lot of areas more than just evolution. And the theory of evolution brought psychology to the U.S. where it remains today. It really gave birth to an American style of psychology because it focuses so much on that individuality. Then in the 1900s, Darwin's theory was actually modified into sociobiology, which is now called evolutionary psychology, which is still popular today, which we're going to learn about later in this class. But that's kind of the current theory of evolution. It's just adapted from Darwin's, so it was really a revolutionary idea because we still use it today. Thank you.